And then we also have the contribution of law related with psychology, crime, and so many other things. So conceptually speaking, crime means exactly what? Crime means it is a violation of societal rules, or in simple terms, as we call it, norms. When individual is unable to fulfill, unable to follow certain norms set by the members of that particular same society, then we say that this person is antisocial, asocial, sociopath, psychopathic, deviant person is there. In abnormal psychology, we have specific personality disorder is there called as antisocial personality disorder. So these people have a strong tendency to violate, to break, or to behave in a totally different from set of societal norms or rules as interpreted and expressed by a criminal legal code. And so we have IPC, Indian Penal Code, IPC 302, 320, 196, 16B वगैरे जे काही वेगवेगळे ते कॉलम्स आहेत, सेक्शन्स आहेत, that is penal code, legal code they have created by people holding social and political power. So politicians, with following a particular system, they create a particular law or act as such, and when an individual fails to follow it, he is considered as criminal, antisocial. And the range is so vast. Breaking the signal, it is also having a shade of crime only. रूल आहे ना की तो सिग्नल फॉलो करायचा किंवा मेंटेन करायचा. जोपर्यंत ग्रीन कलर तिथे येत नाही, डिरेक्शन येत नाही, यू आर नॉट सपोज टू क्रॉस दॅट झेब्रा क्रॉसिंग ऑल्सो. Ranging from this to even murder, human trafficking, extortion, kidnapping, and so many other things. Even corruption, it is also a crime because it is not accepted, it is not allowed in our society. So individuals who violate rules sanctioned by state authority or central, in our terms, if we say, social stigma and even loss of status. So, but broadly speaking, crime, it is a part of human nature. Can we really imagine human life with the absence of crime? Practically speaking, ideally ते राम राज्य बरोबर आहे. But is it really possible that each and every person in a society is really following?
No.
Each and every law, rules, and everything. मग टिपिकल हिंदी पिक्चर मधले ते असे डायलॉग्स असतात, आपके कायदे कानून से तो दो वक्त की रोटी भी नहीं मिलती, क्या फायदा. So in that way, during the periods of both poverty and prosperity, most of the time, generally, if we say, we have that particular mindset that those who are poor, those who do not have sufficient amount of money to fulfill their basic needs according to Maslow, they tend to commit crime. But it is not the case. Now we have another shade of crime called as white collar crimes. So white collar crimes, in the sense, those people who are rich, who have all kinds of facilities, amenities, and status and everything, still they commit crime. Again, ranging from then murder, rape, extortion, corruption, human trafficking, so many other things. Let's see some of, in brief, in quick, how it has been started now, even in criminal psychology. So they have schools of criminal psychology. The positivist school, classical school, neoclassical school, modern school, and all. Some of the key researchers in this field, that is Emil Durkheim and Mosley. Now, in psychology, the pioneer one, Mosley, he has developed a standardized psychometric tool to understand the mindset of criminal. How he defined crime as a sort of outlet in which unsound tendencies are discharged. Unsound tendencies are discharged because in a way, if and so आता वेगवेगळ्या पर्स्पेक्टिव्ह पण कसा असतो अकॉर्डिंग टू सम पीपल because of prostitutes or because of red light we have in each and every city, that's why most of the other females are safe. It is one of the approach. It is one of the approach or opinion. Because for some people, they are able to fulfill their sexual drives in that particular perspective. So it is an outlet in which their unsound tendencies are discharged. They would go mad if they were not criminals. See the psychology. They would go mad if they were not criminals, and they do not go mad because they are criminals. Jeffrey Dahmer. I hope माहिती आहे तुम्हाला बेसिक जेफ्री डॅमर. ते नेटफ्लिक्सला पण स्टोरीज वगैरे. Okay, Sejal, if you can just tell us about it in brief.
Sir, Jeffrey Dahmer was a serial killer. He used to pick up people from the road, and he was very charismatic. He had a very extroverted personality, just so people would not doubt him and people would go with him. And then he used to rape them and kill them. Mostly his targets were men. And then he would sometimes even keep their heads as his trophy at his home.
Correct. Absolutely true. Absolutely true. According to another researcher in the same field, Keuchler, he said that season, climate, even population, composition, and poverty most of the time positively relates with crime. A general observation, even by police department also, is there that most of the robberies occur in summer season, where even criminals have watched. समर वेकेशन मध्ये काय असतं, लोक हे आउट ऑफ टाउन जातात, मग 4-4 दिवस 5-5 दिवस एक वीक ते घर बंद असतं. इमिजिएटली मग ते त्यांना बरोबर टॅप होतं की आज कहाँ पे डाका डालना है, आज कोणत्या एरियामध्ये कोणत्या करते. इट्स अ कॉमेडी मूवी ऑफ कोर्स, बट देन Home Alone part 1, 2, 3, if you have seen, it is exactly the same. Abnormal tendency with some people, it is greatest in summer, in southern areas, because season also plays important role related with tolerating your certain emotions like anger, frustration, irritation. याचा मायन्यूट ऑब्झर्वेशन जर कुठे करायचं असेल, ट्रॅफिक सिग्नल वरती ऑब्झर्व करा. समर सीझन मध्ये ते किती पॅ 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 चालू असतं. ते अर्धा मिनिट सुद्धा तिथे गाडीत बसणं ते टॉलरेट होत नाही. And last thing is, The criminal mindset, it is highly influenced by drinking also. That's why alcohol or drinking abuse, it is related with inappropriate tendency. The more you drink, the more you lose to think rationally, to think objectively. And that's why domestic violence and drinking behavior, it goes hand in hand. Lombroso now, yes, another thing that is, have you noticed in most of the serials, in movies also, once the person has been, means convicted with that particular crime or so, in the jail, at entrance only, why they have that particular photo session? फ्रंट साइडने फोटो घेतात, राईट साइडने फोटो घेतात, इव्हन लेफ्ट साइडने फोटो घेतात आणि मग ते टिपिकल मेजरमेंट. का बरं? काही रिझन त्याच्या मागे?
So you're told about this in the offline lectures also.
Yes,
You
yes.
said that it is related to their body shape or the shape of
Yes.
their skull, and I think this person said that it could be related to crime.
Correct, correct. And that's why now means earlier most of the people had a thought that situation is responsible for become a criminal. But nowadays, scientific research studies, they are saying even criminals are born. And this particular data helps the legal system to make profile of criminal, so that it will be easy in future to trace the person. म्हणून ते फोटो सेशन केलं जातं पूर्ण in detail. Serious offenders, according to him, are born criminals. Those who engage in repeated assaults or theft, some features, some particular physical, characteristics, they are inherited, a set of primitive physical traits. So he referred as atavistic anomalies. Anomalies means abnormality, if we say. Distinguished from non-criminals. They have particular features. It can be about nose, it can be about eyes, size, color also. And so those who are experts in it, so they say, चेहरा देखते ही पहचान में आता है कि कौन क्रिमिनल है या फिर किसने क्या गलत काम किया. Observation plays important role in psychology and in all the other fields of. So criminals represented reversion to a primitive or subhuman type of person, featured or characterized by physical features reminiscent of apes, and in that way it has been developed, it has been continued. As simple as it is, the continuation of a particular gene, especially the biological one, in this context. Psychological traits like anger, aggression, uncontrolled emotion, हे तर एका जनरेशन कडून दुसऱ्या जनरेशन कडे कंटिन्यू होतातच. But even physical traits also. Change करू? Okay? Yes. Enrico Ferri, another expert in the same field, what he had said that he studied some of the core psychological pattern characteristics, like the language pattern, slang, even handwriting. With the help of your handwriting, one can study your thinking, feeling, emotions, your relationship pattern, your thought process, everything. We have a separate field of it as graphology. हँडरायटिंग वरून सुद्धा समजतं की एखाद्या माणसामध्ये खरंच हे क्रिमिनल ट्रेड्स किंवा अँटी सोशल ट्रेड्स आहेत की नाही. हँडरायटिंग, सिक्रेट सिम्बॉल्स, इव्हन द लिटरेचर. So, as a founder of Italian School of Criminology, Enrico Ferri investigated social and economic aspects of criminals. आपल्याकडे जसं डॉक्टर आंबेडकरांनी IPC हे डिफाईन केलंय किंवा ते सगळं फ्रेम केलेलं आहे, तसं अर्जेंटिनाचा जो कोड आहे तो कोड एन्रिको फेरीने डेव्हलप केलेला आहे. He has also worked at that time with Mussolini. So many videos are there, so many episodes of Crime Patrol and other serials. It will easily help you to understand how far secret symbols, even literature, art speaks a lot about it. Any case, if you can recall, related with this?
Sir, the Zodiac Killer.
Sorry, which one?
The Zodiac Killer. He was a serial killer who used to write in secret symbols. The police had to decipher the meaning of the symbols, and then they would be able to read the letter.
Correct. Exactly. Change करो. Garofalo. According to him, crime should not be considered as a violation of law, but it is a violation of nature. So crime is an act either with two forms, either probity or pity. Like the movie of Aparichit, if you see. अपरिचित मूवी बघितली आहे? ओके. युट्यूब वरती त्याचं हे पण मिळेल, काय समरी वाला पार्ट, आणि सेटमॅक्स किंवा बाकीच्या टिपिकल अशा चॅनल वरती डबिंग ते फ्रिक्वेंटली चालू असतं साऊथ इंडियन डब मूवीज मध्ये. If a person is too much honest and at the same time too much sensitive in nature, then he may commit a crime, according to him. Because for him, if I have followed certain rules, regulations, norms, and law, then others must follow the same. And if others are not followed, then they must be punished, either by the system or by me. त्यांनी रूल फॉलो नाही केला, मी कंप्लेंट केली, केस केली होती, ती केस काही झाली नाही, मग आता मी माझ्या पद्धतीने केस करणार. That Hrithik Roshan and another that heroine, की ते कपल ब्लाइंड असतं आणि मग तो एक पर्टिक्युलर पॉलिटिशियनचा भाऊ काहीतरी तो त्या हिरोईन वरती रेप करतो, आणि मग नंतर बिंग अ ब्लाइंड पर्सन he treat others in that particular way. He killed all the other people. Kabil, yes, exactly, Kabil. Honesty and integrity. It is my nature, but if you violate the nature, then I will treat you the way I want. This kind of thing. Second one is compassion for others. How we will explain this term, if you can try. If compassion for others, it is a nature, it can be the source, it can be the reason for crime.
Sir, some emotional people tend to like have compassion for others. Then they see the suffering of the poor. Otherwise, the people who do not get enough facilities or amenities, and they fight for them. Sometimes in a good way, like they will go through the legal system, and sometimes in a criminal way, they will try to punish the rich people or whoever they think are responsible for the condition of the poor, or like the people who are not so blessed.
Correct, correct. Absolutely true. Another person is Tardin, a French sociologist, social psychologist, and criminal psychologist. He convinced sociology as a basis of small psychological interaction among individuals. And so there are certain sociological theories also are there, which says that why a person may commit a crime. Social disorganization theory is there. Social construct theory. Social bond theory. Because individual is unable to develop a bond of himself with other members of society, so he commit a crime. So the term is there social bond theory. So अशा काही sociology मध्ये theories आहेत, systems आहेत, which says that why person may turn in antisocial way. He emphasized the tendency of criminals to return to scene of crime. So criminals have a tendency to return to crime scene. And this kind of aspect has been used in investigation. याचा बेस्ट पार्ट म्हणजे ह्या एका पॉइंट वरती तो अख्खा मूवी आहे 36 चायना टाउन, शाहिद कपूर, अक्षय खन्ना आणि करीना कपूर अँड ऑल. ते एंडला तेच सगळं रिव्हील होतं. सो ऍज अ इन्व्हेस्टिगेटिव्ह ऑफिसर ऍट द एंड अक्षय खन्ना जस्ट अनाउन्स की एबीसी पर्टिक्युलर मिस्टेक आम्हाला तिथे मिळाली आहे आणि आज संध्याकाळी आम्ही ते असं बघण्यासाठी इथे जाणार आहे. सो जे पर्टिक्युलर मेन कल्प्रिट असतात ते बरोबर तिथे येतात. This is the psychological nature. If we have committed certain inappropriate thing, ती एक पर्टिक्युलर टोचणी आपल्या मनाला असते. That particular psychological guilt it is there that I have committed certain inappropriate thing, and because I have a strong feeling that I should not get arrested, let me recheck what mistake I have done. काही एव्हिडन्स, काही प्रूफ, काही पर्टिक्युलर क्लू तर माझ्याकडून सुटले नाही, परत एकदा मी तिथे जाऊन बघेन. त्याच्यातूनच इन्व्हेस्टिगेशनला पुढे आयडिया मिळायचा. इट मे बी अबाउट फिंगरप्रिंट्स, फुटप्रिंट्स और एनी अदर. आफ्टर युअर एक्झाम you can read, or rather I'll suggest even just for entertainment purpose, but read Sherlock Holmes. खूप सगळे स्टोरीज आहेत, खूप सगळे इंटरेस्टिंग अशा ते इन्सिडेंसेस, केसेस हॅज बीन मेन्शन. युट्यूब वरती जेरमी ब्रेडचे व्हिडिओज खूप चांगले आहेत शेरलॉक होम्स साठीचे. जेरमी ब्रेड. ओके. येस सेजल.
Sir, there are some serial killers who are like very narcissistic about themselves. So they even sometimes visit the crime scene to see how the officers are getting, suffering, like, or not able to find the evidence, and they find happiness by watching them going through that suffering, or like the tension.
Correct. Absolutely true. And that's why, as I said, how the same thing is used in investigation. It is called as crime scene reconstruction process. Crime scene reconstruction. स्पेशली आता हे रिसेंटली म्हणजे लास्ट इयर किंवा लास्ट टू लास्ट इयर मध्ये सुशांत सिंग मर्डर केस मध्ये आणि इव्हन ते इन्स्पेक्टर वाझेंची जी केस आहे, सो तेव्हा ते वाझेंना जेव्हा मीन्स वेन इट हॅज बीन in a way prove that yes, he was actually involved. So he asked to recreate the scene again so that investigative system will be able to understand की नेमका तो crime कसा केला गेला असेल. So the term is there, crime scene reconstruction. मग नंतर ते केस झाली, मग बेल आहे का नाहीये वगैरे तो पार्ट सगळा म्हणजे टेक्निकल वगैरे. But then the source of these particular techniques we may found in this theoretical terms. Now with reference to application of psychology or role, these are some of the psychological tests, if you can see, they use even in jail. Rorschach ink blot test, I hope you all are aware about it. To understand the mindset of the criminal, whether the frequency, duration, and intensity of that particular criminal has been really reduced because of this 6-year jail imprisonment. Before issuing any kind of bail, government can ask a psychologist to administer some standardized appropriate psychological tool to have a picture, psychological picture of such criminals. Even MMPI, Minnesota Multiphasic Personality Inventory. EPQR मध्ये तर actually तोच एक particular trait आहे, psychoticism. It deals with Penn model, Penn in the sense, P stands for psychoticism, E stands for extroversion, and N stands for neuroticism. So whether the person is really having that particular psychotic traits or not, psychologist can administer such test, and then this test can be considered as a proof or appropriate document in court setup. लॉयरनी फक्त सांगितलं की हो हा माणूस हे क्रिमिनल आहे किंवा नाही, प्रूफ काय त्या स्टेटमेंटला. सो कोर्टामध्ये सगळ्या गोष्टीला प्रूफ लागतं. मग स्टँडर्डाइज टेस्ट त्या सायकोलॉजिस्टनी जर ऍडमिनिस्टर केल्या असतील, त्याच्या बेसिसवरती जर का त्या सायकोलॉजिस्टनी असं स्टेटमेंट दिलं कोर्टमध्ये, ते कन्सिडर केलं जातं. सो सी द ऍप्लिकेशन, रिलिव्हन्स ऑफ सायकोलॉजिकल टेस्टिंग. लीगल टर्म्स मध्ये पण सायकोलॉजिस्टचा रोल आहे. क्रिएटिंग अ प्रोफाइल. What kind of person he or she is in real. A criminal profiling साठी सुद्धा सायकोलॉजीचा रोल. This particular profiling, it will really help you to understand that whether it was just a suicide or a murder or anything else. On that basis, then they have so many types of crime again. Organized crime or disorganized crime or mixed crime. Organized crime, that is 5-6 महिन्यांपूर्वी ती श्रद्धा वालकर केस, if you know, आफ्ताबनी ते 20s किंवा 30s पीसेस मध्ये ती बॉडी कट केली. इट वॉज प्लॅन ऑर्गनाइज्ड क्राईम. अनऑर्गनाइज्ड क्राईम इन द सेन्स, मी त्याला फक्त समजवायला गेलो होतो किंवा माझं इंटेन्शन हे होतं की मला फक्त त्याला धमकी द्यायची होती, वॉर्निंग द्यायचं होतं. बट देन इव्हेंच्युअली इट टर्न इन सच अ वे की त्याच्यामध्ये तो मर्डर झाला. खून करने का इरादा नहीं था, बट वो हो गया. Same thing, it is applicable even for girls or ladies in the sense, सेल्फ डिफेन्स मध्ये जर त्या माणसाचा मर्डर झाला असेल तर त्याला पनिशमेंट वेगळी आहे फॉर दॅट पर्टिक्युलर गर्ल. अ मॅन वॉज ऍक्च्युअली ट्राइंग फॉर अ रेप अँड इन अ सेल्फ डिफेन्स that particular lady killed that man, then it should not be considered as murder. So based on intention, this everything it is there की मग त्याच्यावरून तसं प्रोफाईल आणि आणखीन बाकीचे फक्त प्रोफाइलिंग मध्ये सुद्धा टाइप्स आहेत इंडक्टिव्ह प्रोफाइलिंग डिडक्टिव्ह प्रोफाइलिंग जिओग्राफिकल प्रोफाइलिंग सायकोलॉजिकल प्रोफाइलिंग all these things it will help you in forensic psychology. So it is an investigative tool used by law enforcement agencies, either lawyer or police officers or somebody else expert equally, to identify doubtful and analyze patterns that may predict future offenses. That's why this profiling is important to track serial killers. कातिल का अगला शिकार कौन होगा ये प्रोफाइल से पता चले. Then see the process of profiling. First is data assimilation. You need to collect data and you need to assign it in some appropriate sequence in a logical manner. So, gathering data and assimilating. On that basis, you will be able to classify, as we have discussed, whether the crime was really organized, disorganized, mixed, or so. Then, आताचे जे पॉइंट्स आपण डिस्कस केले, क्राइम सीन रिकन्स्ट्रक्शन. So that we will be able to understand की नेमकं काय होतं, म्हणजे आधी रॉबरी झाली आणि मग मर्डर झाला और वाइस वर्सा. आणि हे लीगल कॉम्प्लिकेशंस परत इतके की रेप करने के बाद अगर मर्डर किया है तो पनिशमेंट अलग है, लेकिन मर्डर करने के बाद अगर रेप किया है लीगल टर्म्स में वो रेप कंसिडर नहीं होगा. It will be considered as abnormal behavior because you are trying to have sexual intercourse with a dead body. मग ते जेलमध्ये पाठवण्यापेक्षा ते मेंटल असायलम मध्ये पाठवते. किती त्याच्यामध्ये 19-20 आणि किती म्हणजे असे कॉम्प्लिकेशन्स किंवा लीगल ऍस्पेक्ट्सचे एक एक इश्यूज आहेत. So in that way, crime scene reconstruction, identify the offender's signature. तो कॉमेडी पिक्चर एक मस्ती नावाचा पिक्चर बघितलाय रितेश देशमुख आणि अफ्ताबचा वगैरे. तर ते इथे रेफरन्स असा की त्या एका मूवी मध्ये असं दाखवलंय की 2 जण हे प्रत्येक एका घरामध्ये रॉबरी करत असतात. रॉबरी करून झाल्यानंतर गोल्डन ग्लोव्स तिथे सोडून देतात. Some criminal people, they have a strong wish to be center of attention some or the other way. So purposefully, they create or they share their signature mark. It can be about anything. सुष्मिता सेनचा एक समय नावाचा मूवी आहे. तर त्या मूवी मध्ये सिरियल किलरचाच आणि हा पॅटर्न कसा की साधारण 3-4 असे मर्डर्स होतात आणि मग ती लिंक लागते. ऑफकोर्स जो पहिला मर्डर होतो त्या मर्डर त्या म्हणजे ती पर्टिक्युलर डेड बॉडी कशी असते, लाईक इन धिस वे, लाईक 9 9 o'clock. सेकंड मर्डर जो होतो ती बॉडी पोझिशन अशी असते लाईक 12 o'clock, मग 3 o'clock. मग जेव्हा असे 3-4 मर्डर होतात, देन ॲज अन इन्व्हेस्टिगेटिव्ह ऑफिसर शी ट्राय टू कनेक्ट द डॉट्स. तो अगला मर्डर रात को 9 बजे होगा, रात को 12 बजे होगा, in that way. So identifying the offender's signature, how exactly it has been happened or what, generating profile and then apprehension. One of the fourth goal of psychology, if we see, FI मध्ये जसं आपण डिस्कस केलं, that is understanding the behavior, explanation of a behavior, controlling the behavior, and fourth one is prediction of a behavior. So if we are able to make certain kind of thing, then how far as an expert you are able to predict what kind of behavior person will take place in nearby future? Who will be his target? How he will kill? रमण राघवनच्या केस मध्ये ह्या सगळ्या प्रोसेस यूज झालेल्या. If you are psychologically, emotionally sensitive, then please do not watch these movies. Raman Raghavan. Part 1, Part 2 वगैरे काय काय आहे त्यांचं. And last point is types of profiling based on the body, the wound pattern, forensic analysis, and so many other things. एक छोटासा व्हिडिओ बघू आणि मग आपण सायबरचा आस्पेक्ट एक स्टार्ट करू. फॉलो होत आहे, रिलेट होत आहे, बिकॉज इट इज जनरल सायकोलॉजी पेपर अप्लाइड सायकोलॉजी. So they will also expect you the same thing. How far you are able to explain the concept of crime and how far you are able to relate psychology with crime. So the term is there, criminal psychology. आणि फोर्थ पॉइंट मध्ये त्यांनी सगळंच क्लब केलेलं आहे. सो हाय चान्सेस दॅट दे विल आस्क यू शॉर्ट नोट ओनली ऑन दिस.